As you know well, especially from watching this channel, we just commemorated the 75th anniversary of D-Day. And now an American flag that flew on the leading ship invading Utah Beach on the Normandy coast. It's back here in the United States. The flag was shot through by German machine gun bullets and tattered by the wind. It was presented to President Trump in appreciation of the U.S. liberation of Europe in World War II. Watch.
Amid treacherous German minefields, raging winds, and rough seas, Lieutenant Van der Beek and his crew led an astonishing 19 waves of American troops and equipment to those very, very dangerous beaches. Through it all, this flag soared proudly above the waters. It is my honor to welcome this great American flag back home, where it belongs.
Very cool. Joining us now is Dutch art collector Bert Kreuk and U.S. Ambassador to the Netherlands, Piet Hoekstra. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this morning. So Bert, let me start with you. You purchased this flag at an auction for a big amount of money, but you were motivated to do so. Why?
Well, when I saw it at first, I was amazed that this piece of American history was coming for sale. But given my emotions with the liberation and the fact that we lost family members during the bombing raids on Rotterdam 1940, and what the Americans did for the liberation of Europe, I immediately knew that I wanted to possess it and to safeguard it for the future.
Absolutely. Ambassador, there's even German bullet holes in this flag. When you see someone from another country, from another continent, still today remembering the sacrifices of those men and what they did, how does it resonate with you?
It's phenomenal. You know, my parents were liberated by Allied troops. They lived in the northern part of Holland, and you know, the Dutch are great at commemorating and remembering the sacrifices that the Allies and the Americans made to liberate them. We have an American cemetery in Margraten in the Netherlands. Every Memorial Day, every grave is adopted by a Dutch citizen. They are adorned with flowers. 4,000 or 5,000 people show up for the Memorial Day service. They love America, they think we're great, and they very much appreciate everything that we've done.
Bert, you know, it's heartwarming for an American to hear that it's still remembered today. Why did you feel like the flag needed to come back to America?
Well, it's a piece of cultural heritage from the United States, and you know, it was at auction. Everybody could have bought it. I bought it, and you know, I did it with the right reasons. You know, I feel that I'm temporary custodian of the flag, but it doesn't belong in the Netherlands. It belongs in the country where the heroes came from. You know, the heroes came from the United States to free Europe, so it needs to be here. It needs to be in an institution to tell the story about the liberation and the sacrifices made for it, because many young American soldiers gave their lives for the freedom of Europe. So that's what I wanted to make sure of, that story behind that flag is told to generations to come.
Mr. Ambassador, do you feel like there are more folks than we know who are still appreciative today in Europe of what was done?
No, there's no question about that, because not only do they appreciate the efforts for liberation, they also benefited from the Marshall Plan. Bert and my parents, you know, both were provided the opportunity. You know, my parents immigrated, started a small business, lived the American dream, and so absolutely, the Dutch and many other Europeans have not forgotten the sacrifices that we made.
Mr. Ambassador, Ambassador Hoekstra and Bert Kreuk, thank you for your time and for your love of freedom. We appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, still ahead, Rush Limbaugh's your big show on this Friday edition, plus Geraldo Rivera and Laura Trump, all coming up live. And we've got a concert.